Hello, everybody. I'm Brian,
And I'm Brian.
and this is Brian versus Brian, episode 162, Frailty. All right. If you don't know, now you're gonna know. Frailty came out in 2001. When April 12th, 2001. Budget of 11 million, box office of 17.4 million. Really small budget. There's not a lot to this film.
Yeah.
Not very many locations and stuff. So it's Bill Paxton, Matthew McConaughey, Powers Booth. That's about it. A couple other
Yeah.
people have some small parts. But directed by Bill Paxton. I didn't know that until I was looking up afterwards.
hmm
Directorial debut. Pretty good. Uh, so I didn't quite remember this movie being like this. Like the whole thing is like an exposition. It's like a
Yeah. Yeah.
story being told, and it's all narrated almost the whole thing. I forgot. I didn't remember it in my mind being like that. So it's got Matthew McConaughey. What's he? He goes into a FBI
Yeah.
place,
FBI
and
headquarters
he's
to
like,
talk to the
because
lead
yeah,
investigator.
some certain killer has begun killing again, and he thinks he knows who it is.
God's
What makes
hand
you think
killer.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's my brother. Why would you say that? And then he starts telling him, well, it all started back in summer of 1970. And then we kind of go back, and Bill Paxton is like a widowed father with two kids, and kind of quickly gets into it. One day they're eating dinner. He's like, I had a vision from God, and I need to tell you that what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to destroy demons like superheroes. Yeah, like superheroes,
Mm.
Adam. What's
Yeah.
our
Not even at dinner.
superpower?
He rushes into the room at night, like they're trying to. I think they're
Oh yeah,
sleeping
yeah.
or something. And he's like, "Wake up!" He's all like disheveled. They're like, "What?"
I have to tell you. And so the older brother, Fenton,
Yeah.
uh is kind of not buying it really. He's kind of like, well, I don't know, man. But the younger brother, Adam, who kind of buys in immediately. And he says, "Well, we'll be able to see that they're demons. That's our superpower." And then there's a pretty funny scene the next day where it's like, "Well, I have to wait for the list. God said to give me a list of the first seven." And I can't remember if it's before or after he gets the list, but Adam comes, "I got a list too. God gave me a
Oh,
list
yeah.
too." And he's like, "Billy Krantz, isn't that kid who was picking on you the other week?" He's like, "Yeah, he's a demon." Like, Adam, really? Come on now. You can't make this stuff up. Then we'd be murdering people.
Yeah.
Now, did he really give you this list? I swear he did. And then he finally admits it. But yeah, then he gets like a list. It's pretty cool. He's like working under a car, and he's like staring
Oh
into
yeah.
the oil pan, and then all of a sudden like it gets stretches out and becomes like a fucking enchanted hallway
It's like a
with a
chapel or
fucking
something. Looking up at a chapel or
yeah,
something. Yeah.
with like a Michael the Archangel
hmm
fucking coming down, and it's the only really fantasy part of this movie,
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool. You got the flaming sword. I was like, holy shit, this is like the rest of this movie is so grounded that it just seems out of place, but really
Yeah.
cool. And then yeah, it kind of cuts back out, and you just see his legs under there. Th- Just normal conversation going on. And then, anyways, he tells the kid he's got the list. Um, who? Oh yeah, who's the first one? The nurse. It's
Yeah,
like
it's the
a
nurse.
female
Yeah.
nurse, and I think they don't really show. He just shows up with her, doesn't he?
Yeah, like he doesn't come home from work, which he typically does, so they kind of like eat dinner together and then they go to bed. And I think Adam is like, "Where's Pa?" And he's like, "Yeah, he's fucking working late." And to go to sleep, Adam. And then in the middle of the night, I think Fenton hears the truck roll up and the lights kind of shine through the kid's bedroom. And he like peeks out the window and sees his dad like carrying this body bag. And then
Yeah.
yeah, Fenton comes out and it's just this fucking woman beaten and tied up on the ground.
hmm And Fenton is the one telling us this story.
Yeah.
He's Matthew McConaughey, and he thinks he's telling on his little brother Adam. And we're kind of getting the story of how this all came to be. Um, yeah, and so Fenton's like, no, you can't. What are you doing? I thought it had been so long or something. I think no, that comes later. Never mind. So they go in there, and then oh yeah, he has the gloves. These are the special gloves. I have to keep these on. And then when I take them off, I can see if they're a demon. And he takes them off and he like touches them. It's almost like what's that other movie where you could see things like that? Was it Unbreakable? Yeah, where he touched people.
Mm-hmm.
He could see all their sins and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And so he touches her and whoa, we don't get to see anything. We just assume he's seeing something. And then he kills her. And then Fenton is kind of freaking out about it. And he's like, I thought it was in the McConaughey voiceover. I thought it was just a bad dream, and then nothing had happened for a month. So I thought maybe we're finally done with it. He's forgotten all about it. And then they go to get a different one. Is that the when they go pick the guy up from the grocery store?
Yeah, I
Is
think
that the
that's the
second
second
one?
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, they go there and see this old man getting out of his car, going into the grocery store, and they're waiting there. And it's like, well, what are you gonna do? We're just gonna wait. It's like, well, we can't do this. Fenton's still trying to get him out of it. It's like this is broad daylight. We can't just what if they're gonna see us? And it's like, no, God will protect us. He told me. Don't
Mm-hmm.
worry about it. No one will see us. And then I think Fenton pretends there has his dog under his car.
Yeah.
Please, mister. And then yeah, Dad hits him with a pipe and they put him in the car. Take him back, touch him. Same type of thing. Has a yeah. And did it did I think it was it about that time that Fenton goes and tells on him? Is it after the second one?
I think Fenton. I think after the second one, while they're digging grave at the rose garden, he tells Adam that they should run away, and
Mm-hmm.
then Adam goes and tells the dad, and the dad gets all pissed off, and I think like the next night or something, the dad is like, "Hey, God gave me another message, but I don't want to believe it, and you're gonna prove them
Mm-hmm.
wrong." And then he like makes them dig. The reason why I say I think this is before he goes and tells because when he goes to get the cop, the shed's already built. So he makes Fenton like build this what was like 15 by 15 feet
15.
deep, 15 feet
Yeah.
wide, this hole, and he's like, you better pray to God every, the whole time for forgiveness or whatever. And then Fenton basically through Matthew McConaughey's voiceover, he's like, I didn't pray once. I fucking hated
Yeah.
God.
Yeah. I just focused my hatred on that hole.
hmm
And yeah, he comes eating dinners, hands are all messed up, and he's like, I didn't know why we were digging that hole, but then it all made sense. We were making what do you say? We were making a dungeon.
Dungeon or something, yeah.
Basically buried a giant box in the ground
hmm
for him to kill people in.
But yeah, I think he
And then
goes and tells him after they get. It was like a almost like a hippie guy in the dungeon. Once it's like built or whatever, like they finally have like the third kill, which is like some long-haired young guy with duct tape over him.
yeah. And what the heck? So yeah, they had the third kill. And then what the hell does he do? Did he run away? I don't remember.
Yeah, he goes
Anyways,
and gets the sheriff. Yeah,
yeah, he ends up at the sheriff's office telling him this whole story, and the sheriff's just like, "You're fucking crazy, man. Why would you make that stuff up about your pa?" I was like, "I'm not making it up. It's true. I'll show you where the bodies are buried." He's like, well, let's go see what your pa has to say about your line. And then he takes him back, and then uh yeah, then the sheriff comes over there and he's like telling him, he's like, yeah, I don't know why he would make that up. Probably because I punished him, huh? And he's like, no, you're lying. Then yeah, I'm sorry to waste your time, Sheriff. It's a real shame that he was saying all this stuff in front of everybody at your office. He's out trying to read the room,
yeah.
and the guy's like, well, don't worry your mind about that. I was the only one there. And
Oh,
then
really?
uh,
Oh.
okay, so
Good to know.
so then he kills the sheriff, and they're out there. digging a hole for the sheriff, and he's like, "Look what you made me do, Fenton. I didn't make you do anything. Yes, you did. You forced my hand. I committed a murder. This
Hmm.
man was an innocent man, and now he's dead because of you." And he's like, "God told me you were a demon, but I didn't believe him. Now I'm not so sure.
Yeah.
Are you a demon, Fenton?"
Uh,
And I think it's at that point he puts him in the ground, right,
yeah,
for like
yeah,
7 days, and it's like, you need to pray, and God will give you a vision, and you'll realize what we're doing is right, or else we're gonna have to we're gonna have to take you out or something like that.
yeah.
Then the brother visits him. You know, Dad said you could have one glass of water a day. Put your mouth up to the hole.
Hey, Fenton, I got some
Yeah,
water.
bring me some food. I can't. Dad said no.
Just
He's
runs
like,
off.
now, do you want the rest of the water, or do you want me to wait till later?
Uh,
You gotta let me out of here. He's gonna kill me. No, I can't let you out till you see a vision. And then, yeah, I think he eventually lets him out, or he opens it up, and at one point to check on him, did God talk to you yet?
oh
And
yeah.
it's like, there is no
There's no
God.
God. You little bastard.
Shuts it, and then he realizes he's got to go with it if he ever wants to get out of here. So he just says, "Yes, he gave me a vision." But then he's eating, and then he says, "Slow down, you're gonna get sick." He's like, "I'm sorry I ever doubted you, Dad." And then so they go out to get another one,
Hmm.
right? Who's the next one?
He's like some oh, I'm out of focus there. No,
Oh, he
he's
has
just
that
with
ball guy.
some bald prick dude. He's like, shut up, you
Yeah.
like when he goes to the door. Who is at the door, hon?
Go
Shut up, you stupid
mind,
bitch.
mind your business, bitch.
It's like Jesus.
He's like, women. And they're pretending they need a tire iron, and so they go back
Yeah.
in the back. He says he has one, and Fenton's there. Fenton like backs up into something while he's getting the tire iron, and something drops on the floor, so it makes him look up, and he sees Bill Paxton about to hit him, so he hits him with the Bill Paxton with the tire iron in the stomach. They finally get him though. They take him back to the house, and so Fenton, you have to do this. You have to prove that you've learned your lesson, and you're not one of them by killing this one. Remember what I told you. Start with the neck.
Hmm.
So he hands him the axe, and sitting there, and you're thinking he's gonna do it. But then all of a sudden, he swings it on Bill Paxton, hits him right in the chest. Boom. And then Adam's there. No, Fenton. And yeah, he's dying, and whispers something to Adam.
Yeah.
I think we assume he's telling him that God told him that Fenton's a demon. And, this proves it. And so, oh yeah, after that, they show the bald guy, and he's like, "No, no!" And then Adam comes running into frame with the axe and kills him. That was pretty cool.
I remember
Um,
that. I remember seeing this in theaters. I was in high school, and I remember that moment in particular was fucking terrifying. Like for your first time in a theater, like because it cuts really quick. You see him, no, 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 and then it cuts, ah, and he's like running at the camera with the axe. Like, oh my god.
yeah, and the whole time you're really feeling for Fenton,
Hmm.
right? You're like, "Fuck, man, this fucking dad's crazy." I guess this was loosely based on a true story where some serial killer who had his 12-year-old son help, but that was about as far as the similarities went. Um, yeah. So then it kind of, I don't remember. It doesn't show much about their lives after that or like what happened
Yeah.
to them. It's just on to McConaughey, and he's like, I can't remember what he said. We went to like shelters and different homes after that.
Hmm.
Um, and then Adam, I can't remember what he said. I started seeing these things happening, and it reminded me of my dad. And nobody knew about that but Adam, and so he thinks Adam's killing people now. Um, yeah, and so he takes this FBI agent, the one he's talking to the whole time, out to the Rose Garden to show him like the bodies from his dad, I assume. And I think he's thinking Adam's new victims will be there, so that's why he's bringing them there. And Oh yeah, they get there. What was the promise? Damn it! Like,
It was if I what was it? If you kill me or something, bury me in the. If I am a demon and you kill me, bury me in the garden, basically. And the cop's like,
yeah,
wait a minute, well,
it
how does that
makes
make sense? If you're Fenton, like you promised he would kill you, but Adam just died and you buried. And he's like, it makes sense if your name's Adam and you ain't Fenton. And it's like, oh, the big old twist.
Hey, motherfucker! He pulls out the gun.
Don't pull a fast one on me, you son of a
Yeah.
bitch.
And though, yeah, there was some other thing about like um something about what about Fenton's victims? I don't know. Or what about the people you killed? He said, I never killed anybody. I told you that. Fenton's the killer. Fenton would keep trophies of his victims in his basement. I never killed anyone. I destroyed demons.
Mhm.
He's a murderer. I've never killed it. I've never killed anyone in my life. And then so that was pretty cool. Yeah, so we get the big reveal that he's actually Adam. And then I think before we get a little flashback of him killing Fenton, right
Yeah.
before the end of
Mhm.
this scene, and it shows him going in Fenton's house, and I think I couldn't tell if he was just making this story up to make it up for some reason, or did you get the sense that Fenton was an actual killer?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, I could not follow the Fenton stuff because it's just like a throwaway line. You're like, wait, what? I thought Adam was the one killing demons, but Fenton's also a serial killer. So like, what? I was very confused on that whole kind of subplot. But according to Adam, he says that Fenton's been killing people. So and he has like this weird. I mean, not that having that weird board of all the newspaper clips makes you a murderer, but like some of
Yeah,
the visual cues makes it seem like Fenton went a little cuckoo.
yeah, and started killing people. And it sounds like he kind of did have a torture basement because he later on. Um, but anyways, he walks in and there he's typing something on a fucking old typewriter, and he walks up behind him, and then Fenton just like doesn't even turn around, he just raises his head and says, "Adam," and then
Wham.
yeah, and then yeah, we cut back to the FBI agent, and he's like, fuck, what does he say? The first kind of says, "Ah, damn it." It's like you're a sick fucking murdering psycho. I'm gonna take you in. He's got him at gunpoint, and he's like, "Yeah." And I think, what the fuck did he say? Pity your mom isn't here, huh?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like, what'd
something
you
like that.
say? Yeah. It's like you didn't think anyone knew, did you? It's like God saw you. And it flashes back to him, the FBI agent killing his mom. And come to find out that's the whole reason that Adam is here. It's not
Yeah,
to
it
confess
happens so
anything.
quick because like he has him at gunpoint and he taunts him with his mother thing, and then instead of shooting him, he like goes to do a fucking butt hit on his head, and
Yeah.
Adam like grabs his arm, and then because he grabs his arm, then we the
He
audience
sees it.
all
Yeah.
get all the flashes of the murder of his mom. I'm like, oh shit, it's all the pieces are starting to fall.
Yeah. And then we go back in time and it shows the flashes of all the people dad killed.
Hmm.
He says, that's the thing. I could see them as well as when he touched them. So it goes back and it shows the nurse like murdering some guy. He has a slit throat. It shows the old man like kidnapping a little girl and killing her. I
Hmm.
think that's the only two it flashed back on though,
I think so.
right?
Yeah.
So it's weird. It didn't show us everybody, just those two. But then we start to say, "Oh shit, he was seeing shit. Oh man." And it's like, and all this time he said that like God will protect him, and we don't even a camera. Oh yeah, it was like Dad said, even a camera couldn't see us when we were God's hand. And so he kills
Yeah,
this
even the
FBI
FBI
agent.
agent says that. He's like, "What are you gonna do? Kill me out here? Like you've been to the FBI, you're on camera, you met my partner." And then I think even Adam is just like, "Doesn't matter. God will protect me or something." And you're like, "What?
Yep,
Okay."
yeah. And then yeah, he kills him and he plants the body at his brother's house in the basement where he was killing people. So they think the brother just killed him too. And then left. So he blames it on him, and then they go back to it shows the FBI station, and the guy who met McConaughey like shook his hand. He's like, I just can't remember. Damn, it's all a blur. I can't remember what he. And I shook his damn hand. I can't remember what he looks like. And then a guy comes in. We got a problem here. Pops in, pops in the tape, and it shows McConaughey. There he is sitting there, and then he comes into frame, and there's like a there's just a
Mhm.
static over his face. He's like, "What's wrong with that tape? They're all like this. Every camera." So you can't see them. And so yeah, we just get all these reveals. And I remember that back then. I was like, "Oh shit, he was
Yeah.
protected. This is cool." Because you the whole time you're on Fenton's side kind of throughout
Mm.
the movie. And then all of a sudden we're on Adam's side, and it's a pretty cool twist and change. Definitely one of those movies that hits the hardest when you first watch it, like a
Yeah,
Sixth
totally.
Sense or something. Yeah. Uh, but yeah, that's that's the end. Uh, I wanted to rewatch it because I remember it being a pretty cool story and reveal. I really didn't remember it all taking place like this, some like big voiceovered story being told. I remember it playing out more chronologically for some reason, but I was wrong.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, I really enjoyed it. I think it's a really cool, small budget, kind of thriller. I thought it was really cool. For me, I think it's a oh damn it, a 7.9,
Mhm.
7.9.
Nice.
I don't know if Bill Paxton ever did anything else. I don't remember him directing much.
Yeah, I don't
Or maybe
remember
I
if he
just
ever went on to do anything else. I don't know. But speaking of Bill Paxton, here's a little bit of flashback of one of our recent episodes. But we were talking about Training Day, and we were reviewing Training Day, and you mentioned that there's a TV show. When I was editing, I was like, oh, maybe I should grab a clip from the TV show and kind of throw it into the edit. And when I fucking typed in Training Day TV show trailer on YouTube, I found it, whatever, and it's Bill Paxton plays the corrupt cop. He's just old, and it's just Bill Paxton. I was like, oh man.
Oh yeah.
I was like, I didn't know that.
Damn.
I thought that was funny while I was editing. I was like, it's fucking Bill Paxton in that Training Day show.
Oh yeah, don't they swap the races? So the new
Yeah,
cop's the black guy.
black
Yeah,
guy. Yeah.
no, corrupt cop's the white guy. Yeah.
hmm Anyway, I thought that was kind of a funny little reveal. Um, yeah, I remember seeing this in theaters when I was in high school, and I remember really, really liking it. I think this movie is criminally underrated. I wish it got more love than it maybe have received. I mean, I think most people who sit down and watch it like it, but
Yeah.
it's not just as popular as other like a movie like Seven. Seven's extremely popular. Like I wish that Frailty kind of had that reputation that Seven does. I think Seven's a better movie, but I think
Yeah.
everyone should watch Frailty. It's a brisk hour and a half. It's really compelling. Acting is really good. Bill Paxton's good, but there's no surprise there. Even if you're not really on his side, you still believe that Paxton is believing what he
Yeah.
believes. Hold on a sec. Every time I turn my light off, I get out of focus. um, yeah, I like the twist at the end. Even watching it now, I knew it was coming because that's just the one thing that stayed in my mind. I didn't remember, kind of like you, I didn't remember the structure of it, but all I remember was like, that's not Fenton, because it's just a big reveal. Um, my only like small gripe with the movie is that I kind of like I love the reveal at the end, and you get all the little like when the movie just straight up tells you that all of these things are actually happening. Because for a long time, the movie doesn't actually tell you. I was like, yeah, I kind
Yeah.
of, in a way, I kind of wish it stayed that way because it would have made the viewer like walking out of the theater, like, were they doing it? Like, there's just kind of like a psychological thing that happens with the audience. Like, do you believe them? Do you not? But instead, they kind of went straight with that.
Yeah.
They were killing him, which is fun. I'm not bashing it, but I think it would have been slightly better if you never would have known. Um, but yeah, actually, I loved how the movie felt like. I don't know if you got this vibe, but it felt like an '80s Stephen King movie in a way, like very like all the old stuff. It just felt very '80s to me. I felt like I was watching like an old
Yeah.
'80s classic movie, even
I see
though
that.
it was made in 2001. But yeah, I like this movie a lot. Like I said, criminally underrated. I think if you haven't heard of it or haven't seen it, I think you should definitely check it out. It's worth a watch. And yeah, I'm coming with 8.5. I really enjoyed it. I've enjoyed it since 2001. I'm glad I got to rewatch it. It's been a really long time.
Yeah. 7.9, 8.5. Yeah. It's pretty awesome. Really enjoy it. So go check it out. We couldn't find it anywhere streaming. Did you? No, you had to rent
No, I
it.
had to rent it. Yeah.
Yeah. See, it's so under loved that it's not even streaming anywhere. It's like, come on,
Hmm.
man. This needs to be streaming somewhere. It's a good movie. So I just happened to have it on DVD from way back in the day. So I'd watch that on my little 10-inch CRT
Yeah.
with the DVD
Nice.
with the DVD player just to do it like it was originally intended in
Like back
'01.
in the day. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. Yeah, go check it out, man. Frailty 7.9, 8.5. As always, we appreciate having you. Thank you so much for watching, listening. We're on Spotify, we're on Apple Music. So come by, watch, have a listen, and enjoy some movies with us. We
Yeah.
appreciate you. Till the next Vs, we're going to say peace.
Peace.